As a kid, money is a weird thing. It's not necessarily something that you understand. You don't fully appreciate the value of money. You might get a little bit of pocket money to spend on sweets or whatever the next big thing is, which in my case when I was younger was shootout cards or match attacks. And if anyone remembers those, then give the video a like. If not, I'll put a picture on the screen of what that is. Luckily though, when I was younger, I did eventually learn the value of money. So I'm going to share with you 3 easy ways to learn the value of money and things that parents can do or aspiring parents can do to teach their kids the value of money. Hello and welcome to Max Talks, the channel where every Sunday I make videos to help you get to where you want to be. So the first way to learn the value of money is something called Naughty Day. Now you might think, that sounds a bit dodgy. Don't worry, it's not. It's actually one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So essentially, when I was younger, this was one of the things that took place maybe when I was about 10 or 11, pretty young at this stage. Basically how this worked. For one particular day of the year, it wasn't like, you know, a national holiday or whatever. We would just decide what day this would be. It would normally be during the summer holidays. My sister and I would have £10 to spend on whatever we wanted from the supermarket. And this had to include all our meals, so breakfast, lunch, dinner. So if we wanted to, we could have ice cream for dinner. So it was absolutely amazing. So basically, we'd go shopping with my parents and we would take a little notebook round with us and we'd add up the money that we'd spent so far because we couldn't go over our £10 budget. And because this was something that we were going to do, it fitted into the plans that we had. And for the whole day of Naughty Day, we could do whatever we wanted. So we could sit there and play computer games all day if we wanted to, which normally was the case, and we'd just kind of sit there, have a lazy day, have all the snacks we wanted, all the soft drinks, all the ice cream, everything. It was amazing. And it was one of the best things because when you're going around that supermarket, your mentality changes as a kid from going, I want this, to like, if I get this, which is say £2, if I get this punnet of strawberries, which is £2, that means that I can't get this ice cream, which is £3, because that will mean that I'll go over my budget. So it really does teach you the value of money, but also as a kid, it kind of allows you to see and prioritize which things are more important to you. You might set your plan like 7 o'clock, wake up, eat cake, 8 o'clock, go on the computer, drink 10 litres of Pepsi, 12 o'clock, eat ice cream. And so you have your kind of schedule laid out in your head as a kid of what you want to do. The budget and the money that you've got to spend has to come into that. So I learned the value of money, and because this was an annual thing, you get better at it each year at adding it up and kind of you tot it up as you go along, which in adult life, this is actually a really useful concept because when you go around the supermarket now, you can go, okay, so my shopping's probably going to come to like £20, £30. And so it kind of helps you to be analytical, like, do I need this? What's the opportunity cost of buying this as opposed to this? Is it cheaper to buy in bulk? Or like, how am I going to get the most of my money? And this concept from a child, because you have the control is given to the child. Obviously, you know, you're not giving them like £100 and going, oh, invest it all in Bitcoin or put it on stocks or Tesla or whatever. Because you have something which the kid understands and something which benefits them, you give the control and the power over to them so that they learn. And then if potentially your child is making a wrong decision or like in my case, in case I was making a decision which would take me over my budget, then my parents would say,
okay, well, this is going to take you over to £11 rather than £10, so maybe you want to put that back and get something else.
And this, is amazing. Honestly, I cannot recommend Naughty Day enough. It is incredible. I'd really recommend it to any aspiring parents because it's stuck in my mind about like 14 years later, which is insane. Also, let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of Naughty Day because I feel like it's quite a unique thing. I don't think it's a thing which is done very regularly. I mean, as far as I know, my family is the only family that's really done it that I know of. So number 2, and this might sound obvious, but my parents being frugal and being told no. So again, this kind of leads back to my point that as a kid, you're like, Mum, I want this, Dad, I want this. As a parent or as an aspiring parent, it's so easy to cave because you want the best for your kid. But like, you have to say no at some stage. Learning the value of no means that the child knows that they can't always get what they want. And equally, if your parents are frugal and you learn how to have fun on a budget, that really helps as well. Because obviously kids learn based on like their environment and their surroundings and their experiences. If you're frugal and you think creatively about how you manage your finances, more than likely you'll pass that on to your kids. And my parents were creative in how they used their money, and like they would say no, they'd be strong, and it can have a big impact, because at the time you think,
that sucks, why can't I have that?
But then when you look back on it, you're like, actually that was a really valuable lesson. I learned that I can't always have what I want. And then number 3 was on holiday, managing a budget myself. So when I say this, I don't mean like a holiday nowadays, because obviously if I was on holiday now, then I would manage a budget. But I'm talking about as a kid. So this was on a family holiday. We went on holiday in England to, we did like a caravan holiday. It was pretty fun. Went camping somewhere in a caravan. And basically my parents said to my sister and I, okay, for the next 3 days, you guys are going to have control over the budget. So you have X amount of money to spend on entertainment, on everything for the next 3 days. Because when you're on holiday, it's a bit of a different atmosphere. Again, as a kid, you're like,
okay, let's do this, let's do that, you know, let's go in every direction. I want to do everything. Money's not an issue.
When in reality, it is, and everyone has a budget. So, like I said, my parents gave my sister and I the power. They gave us the power, the orb of power to manage the finances. And again, this was a really important experience because it enabled me to learn the value of money. Instead of saying, okay, let's go to the zoo this day, and then let's go to a theme park this day, you don't really have the cost to consider. But when you say, okay, maybe if we go to a zoo this day, that will mean that we don't have the money to go for a meal out on the next day or on that evening. And so you really learn opportunity cost, but also the prioritization of money. And the younger that you can get kids to do this, it gives them practical experience. And I think that's the key here, is getting practical experience as a young person, as a child, or as a parent, allowing your kid to have a bit of responsibility and get that financial experience. It can have a huge impact on them later down the line. Because if everything's done for you and kind of handed out on a silver platter, when it comes to managing your finances yourself in those situations, you don't really have a clue. But if you introduce it slowly over time, you give them a bit of responsibility doing this sort of thing, even if it's like a small thing, and then obviously you can oversee it as a parent or an aspiring parent, it enables them to get a bit of experience, but also you get a bit of a free holiday as well, in terms of like, you can just kick back and relax and watch your kids do all of the number crunching for you. And I mean, obviously you have to supervise in case they give all of your life savings to Twitch streamers. So the comment of the week this week was by Freeman Fitness, and he said this, so I'll leave his comment down below. Make sure to check out his channel too. He does some great fitness content, very inspirational. If you want the chance to be featured in next week's video, please leave a comment with the phrase ZDonk, and I will pick my favorite one to be featured in next week's video. But yeah, those are my kind of 3 easy ways to learn the value of money. So I hope that this has been helpful. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video and comment below what your thoughts are, whether you've kind of heard of Naughty Day or whether you've got any additional practical tips to learn the value of money. Subscribe for new content every single Sunday, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next Sunday. When I was younger, I don't know if anyone remembers those, so I'll put